Kombat Kings putting facts on the map. Real conversations mixed with a bounce. And man can't tell me about facts. Sweet man's leg, now his head's on the map. And what you mean by gold, my guy, you fell off. I'm undefeated like Nurmagomedov for John Jones. Kick man's head till the reference the bell off. Baddie like Paddy, if I ain't got a belt then you know I ain't happy. Nah, man. Kombat Kings, everybody here's family. Guillotine man's for my bros, I ain't ramping. Kombat Kings, that's the anthem. Kombat King and a combat team. Boy, don't talk like you're on that team. You ain't bad, you're young, you're sipping the rain. Yeah. Kombat King and a combat team. Boy, don't talk like you're on that team. You ain't bad, you're young, stepping the rain. Step in the ring with Lankz, Greeny, Rimz, Bragz. Kombat Kings putting facts on the map. Real conversations mixed with a bounce. And man can't tell me about facts. Sweet man's leg, now his head's on the map. And what you mean by gold, my guy, you fell off. I'm undefeated like Nurmagomedov. Man's head till the reference the bell off. Baddie like Paddy, if I ain't got a belt then you know I ain't happy. Nah, man. Kombat Kings, everybody here's family. Guillotine man's for my bros, I ain't ramping. Kombat Kings, that's the anthem. Kombat King and a combat team. Boy, don't talk like you're on that team. You ain't bad, you're young, you're sipping the rain. Yeah. Kombat King and a combat team. Boy, don't talk like you're on that team. You ain't bad, you're young, stepping the rain. Step in the ring with Lankz, Greeny, Rimz, Bragz. Kombat Kings putting facts on the map. Real conversations mixed with a bounce. And man can't tell me about facts. Sweet man's leg, now his head's on the map. And what you mean by gold, my guy, you fell off. I'm undefeated like Nurmagomedov for John Jones. Kick man's head till the reference the bell off. Baddie like Paddy, if I ain't got a belt then you know I ain't happy. Nah, man. Kombat Kings, everybody here's family. Guillotine man's for my bros, I ain't ramping. Kombat Kings, that's the anthem. Kombat King and a combat team. Boy, don't talk like you're on that team. You ain't bad, you're young, you're sipping the rain. Yeah. Kombat King and a combat team. Boy, don't talk like you're on that team. You ain't bad, you're young, stepping the rain. Step in the ring with Lankz, Greeny, Rimz, Bragz. Kombat Kings putting facts on the map. Real conversations mixed with a bounce. And man can't tell me about facts. Sweet man's leg, now his head's on the map. And what you mean by gold, my guy, you fell off. I'm undefeated like Nurmagomedov for John Jones. Kick man's head till the reference the bell off. Baddie like Paddy, if I ain't got a belt then you know I ain't happy. Nah, man. Kombat Kings, everybody here's family. Guillotine man's for my bros, I ain't ramping. Kombat Kings, that's the anthem. Kombat King and a combat team. Boy, don't talk like you're on that team. You ain't bad, you're young, you're sipping the rain. Yeah. Kombat King and a combat team. Boy, don't talk like you're on that team. You ain't bad, you're young, stepping the rain. Step in the ring with Lankz, Greeny, Rimz, Bragz. Kombat Kings putting facts on the map. Real conversations mixed with a bounce. And man can't tell me about facts. Sweet man's leg, now his head's on the map. And what you mean by gold, my guy, you fell off. I'm undefeated like Nurmagomedov for John Jones. Kick man's head till the reference the bell off. Baddie like Paddy, if I ain't got a belt then you know I ain't happy. Nah, man. Kombat Kings, everybody here's family. Guillotine man's for my bros, I ain't ramping. Kombat Kings, that's the anthem. Kombat King and a combat team. Boy, don't talk like you're on that team. You ain't bad, you're young, you're sipping the rain. Yeah. Kombat King and a combat team. Boy, don't talk like you're on that team. You ain't bad, you're young, stepping the rain.
Yo, what is going on, people? We are back in the cave to give you another week of raw combat sport punditry.
Tell them Rimz.
The combat sports.
What?
Voices of the streets. Yeah.
Know it.
All right, so we had a couple fights happening this week. Not a major though. We can just run over them quickly.
So,
hey, people in the chat, you know what to do as well.
like, comment, subscribe, pull up as usual.
Pull up.
And drop a comment. You know what it was? UFC Fight Night back in the Apex, where it all goes off, where you're trying to get your pay-per-view status. I feel like that's the stomping ground of what they're trying to do. Do you feel like they're trying to do that with fighters? Because before we get into this card, I was actually sitting back and was thinking while watching this card. I was actually watching it and I was like, you know what? They're actually clearing out the divisions.
Yeah, they have to.
And I said they are, but we're not. Because we're being impatient as fans, as just watchers, spectators, we're just used to seeing chaos and it being always crazy. Sometimes you need a reset. Like, the world's going through a global reset, people. If you didn't know that, the world's actually going through a global reset. Everything's changing. You know what I'm saying? And that's, I think, it's happening across the UFC. There is a lot of young, up-and-coming talent, but it's just they're young and up quite there. And when we do look, genuinely, Rimz is mashing up the cave.
Mashing
Mashing up the cave.
Damn, son.
I'm going mad.
But when
Must be a Gilbert Burns fan.
When you look at what's happening in the revamp, I'm actually seeing a lot of up and coming fighters coming through, and I think it's gonna be validated in the next year or two. With the talent I'm seeing, I just feel like it's gonna be a lot more to talk about in a year or two, and it's because I think they're getting a lot of good quality fighters in now from young. You just have to wait till they develop and let them get a name for themselves and stuff. And I think that's gonna get more exciting in a year or two.
It's a very good point. That I think you're right. I make you right on that. Like, for me, it's almost in like the growth period for the UFC right now. Like, as you said, all the legends of the game, the ones that we grew up on, are leaving the game, or should be leaving the game. And I think that's the problem as well. They're sticking around a bit too long, some of these guys. So Gilbert Burns.
So is it that hold on, before you go, their name is kind of not tearing the UFC down, but because they're staying around too long, they're still a vocal focus point in when the UFC's promoting, but it don't look as good because they're still getting kind of beaten up towards the end of their career. Is that the problem?
Exactly that. Like, I think some of these guys, because their names hold weight, they have to be put in positions. Like, they can't be at the start of a pay-per-view. They have to be at the end of it. Or they can't be at the start of a fight night. They have to be at the end of it. And as a result, we're seeing people in fights or people in places maybe where they shouldn't be, and then cards don't look as great. Cards look a lot thinner, and then obviously as a result, the UFC brand doesn't look as great. But yeah, I agree. The tide will turn soon, because, as you said, there are a lot of up and coming fighters. Like, the lightweight rankings for me didn't look great. Now they look amazing. You know, I know we're gonna get into that. Welterweight, I think Ibs is saying it, but we've said it for a little while now.
Featherweight.
Yeah, but we've said it about welterweight. Welterweight was very, very thin, and the last year I'd say it's been very, very good. Featherweight, another one that has looked thin. But then
pause.
But it,
get on to me.
But that's another one, and even like middleweight. Middleweight is like a thin one, but it looks like it's a lot more stacked at the moment. So yeah, I would agree with you.
You get what we're saying, Rimz?
Yeah, I get what you're vaguely, as I was mashing up the place. I heard a little bits and bobs, but I think you need fights like this, though. I think you need to pass the baton. Like, you get me? Because that's how you build people's names. People are watching. I'm a Burns fan. Obviously, I know who Morales is, but there'll be people out there who are Burns fans, don't know who Morales is, and see their boy get punched up, and they're like, I rate, man.
Sorry to cut your point there short. I think when me and Greeny are not disagreeing there, but he's 38. I think that's what me and Greeny are trying to say.
Don't you think Burns has passed his baton on enough times?
I think
no more batons.
Man's running the relay with air.
Disqualified, bro.
Yeah, it's a bit mad. Like, that's what I think we're trying to say. Like, 38, and you're not, bro. If you come around like Jonathan Jones or LeBron James and you're one of these,
let's not talk about John.
He's in you man's land. He's in you man's land.
Them once in a lifetime fairy tale guys,
generational talent.
That come around and can stick like LeBron James. He can stick around to 40 and still look like he's like 28.
This is where management earn their money. This is where management tells you, yo, that ain't the fight for you, my guy. There's a point where you need to be real with yourself and say, you know what, I can't compete with these young'uns like that.
But then
I'll take the.
Hold on. This is where you're right. Again, like two things can be right. I hear what you're saying. But Greeny's also, and I think I'm right here. I'm here with Greeny. How much time are you gonna do that before the UFC get upset with you? Because they're a very grumpy company when they don't.
Grumpy company.
No, they are, bro. They're grumpy when they don't get their way. Then they'll just throw you onto the sideline, not give you a fight, or now it's that sticky area because now you're beating up the guys like that you're saying that are on the rise that you should beat up, but you're gonna get beat up by the guys that are on the cups, basically, possibly become a champ or be in that area of possibly becoming a champion.
Yeah, you either become sacrificial lamb,
or literally,
or you know your place and you become gatekeeper to top 15. But then even then, you might become sacrificial lamb. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Gilbert Burns essentially has accepted the role of I'm gonna fight contenders. Yeah. And sometimes I'll win because sometimes the contenders aren't really who they were cracked out to be. But more time, if you're fighting someone who's actually legit, JDM, got mashed up by JDM. Morales, like bro, you know Gilbert Burns has never been stopped within the first 2 rounds, of a fight. What did I say last week? This could be over in the first round. Not because I don't even think Morales is that good, bro. I'll be real.
I'm not gonna. I didn't like his takedown defense there. That was bad.
Yeah, I think he's a bit of a. He's a bit of a imposing character. He's a bit bully.
He's a weight bully. He's a bit
of a bullyish kind of thing.
He was huge, bro.
Yeah.
He was absolutely jacked in there. Like, I can't even lie.
No, he is. But yeah, I just think like people like Gilbert Burns. It's a shit. The thing is, look, at the end of the day, if that's what he wants to do with his career, that's what he wants to do with his career. But like, you go from being like, what's Gilbert Burns' record right now?
It's like, I don't know, man. It's just not even. He's just got loads of losses as well.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, if you look at Gilbert Burns' resume, like about 2 years ago, had the man retired, he wouldn't have had like 3-4 losses on his resume.
Yeah, it wouldn't look. It wouldn't look as bad, innit? And I think that's the point that me and you are trying to get onto. Is that what's the point where you quit? What's the point where you tell yourself? You get me? Like, where do I actually? And obviously, some guys, this is all they live for. So I get it. You get
that's
the
how they make their bread, innit?
This is just what they love. But it's like, how damaging is it for the sport? I think. All right, let me just give you this before we do move on. Like, I just believe, with the new up and coming fighters that are coming up, the UFC needs to do a very, very structured, better job at making sure they match make very well. And they do not destroy certain fights that are coming up for some of these young guns. Now, you're going to have to run into each other, but I think there's ways to do it. And I think they need to strategically sit down and think, let's not us mess it up before they mess it up. Like, meaning the fighters pull out.
Give me an example of what you mean by messing up.
Like, as in booking fights that shouldn't happen prior before the time, or booking fights that, like, you could, because, right, like,
Paddy and Ilia is the best example.
Not even, that is.
It's a bit later on.
But you see, even with Sean, I didn't like the way what they done with Sean O'Malley. Because I felt like they gifted him. They didn't give him no wrestlers earlier, and they gave him Yarn towards the end. But still, Yarn's a striker. That was his hardest fight before the title job. I don't feel like he went through.
Cheetah was his hardest fight, but when his leg got mashed up.
I don't feel like he had a real challenge in all departments of mixed martial arts. I think like he kind of got cradled to the top.
Kind of got the. I feel like he got the Connor thing in terms of it was all like, you should win this, you should win this, you should win this, you should win this. They give you the hard one right before the belt or when you're getting the belt. Like
Connor never had that path. Connor never had that path. What do you mean? Connor fought Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway. Connor fought guys, bro.
He fought them early though. They weren't the guys who they are now. Yeah, he caught them at an early stage.
But even was he.
But yeah, exactly. Even was he. Name value wise, Sean, bro. Who did? If you pull up Sean's resume, the guys that Sean was fighting when he first came in the UFC, outside of Cheeto, you won't know them. Like they're not there no more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, or they were older.
Or they were older at the time. Like, look at Paddy, yo. Paddy has names on his resume, but his resume is stacked with guys that were past it. This is my problem with the Paddy thing. This is why I say he's on a retirement tour. Because even now they're talking about him fighting Gaethje. And that's another example of someone who's past it. All them man are past it. Gilbert Burns, past it. And you're right, you have to build your stars with that old crop of stars. That is the UFC model. But there's only so many times you can dish out these people before it becomes like a Tony Ferguson situation. Where it's like he's there and he's going to do well in the press conference and he's going to show up and whatnot. But you know what it is. Like, it's not a fight. It's just a beatdown. And that's not what we as UFC fans want to watch. We don't want to watch beatdowns. We just want to watch fights, like 50-50 fights. And that's the issue with having too many up-and-coming stars at the problem.
That's what I said.
Because one of them has to lose.
That's why, going back to my point, I think the UFC need to find a better way of matchmaking. You get what I'm saying now? Like, with the up-and-coming guys, don't mess up the new crop of guys coming up. And I think they need to matchmake and sit down and really go through it and think, who are we matching this guy if we really like him and we want to really push him forward? Not to protect him completely. I don't believe in protection. But I believe no. Why? Yeah, enough. You don't have protection now. You have a take. You get me?
Right, dog.
Yeah, you
Brandon Ray, man.
Yeah, you get me? But it's like, you have to still, if you like somebody, you want to be able to see that they can go through the defining moments in all mixed martial art aspects, but don't put them against somebody that's an outright killer going for the belt, or someone like, I don't know, like, how can I put it? It's like, it just don't make sense for you to match because they're potentially just as good at this time. Set it up along a way that it can make sense through the way people get the belt and kind of get. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no real scheme of it. They just decide how they really want to do it, and I think that's affecting them now with the star changing over. You know what I'm trying to say? Because remember, before they used to talk about a lot like, I'm not protecting nobody. Like, the best fight, the best, and I do believe him. He is the quickest at making the best fight the best. I will give him that, but he also does rightfully shows so that he likes certain stars and wants them to prevail. But at the end of the day, I think there's a way about about doing it, because you're messing stuff up. Like it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know where that midline is, but because not everyone wants to be a star as a fighter as well. Not everyone wants to prevail as a star, like Evelev. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like, you've got to do something to make them a star. He's still 16-0. We're talking about, like, does he?
I think everyone would take on star role. It's just that they don't have it. Like, some people have it, some people don't. Innit? Like Evelev, I think you'd more than be happy to be a star, but you don't fight like you can be a star, so you're not going to be a star.
Yeah, but you don't have to fight like a star to be a star. You just have to be able to jump on the mic and say some stuff.
It's true though.
No, you not just that.
Chael Sonnen's fights weren't that exciting, bro. And at one point in time, he was one of the biggest stars in the UFC. Do you know what I mean? Just because he was good on the mic. Like, there's a lot. I think there's a lot of fighters that aren't necessarily the most entertaining. Like, John Jones is entertaining when he's young.
No, John Jones is always entertaining.
No, like, nowadays, like,
yeah, but
he's been in two
he's a
fights.
big man, but genuinely don't do that. Across, he's the craze, the most entertaining fighter you've ever watched. Blinked an eye on it.
One of.
Who else is, bro? Habib's dad said it, man. This way you
Habib wasn't a big.
Yeah, that's fair. That's more fair. But you can't say that a man that's got all Arsenal in his game. So who is the biggest star, bro? If John is not the biggest.
I told you last week, bro. That guy's the sun. Everyone else is just little stars inside. They orbit around him. But there you go. You don't have to. It just shows you don't have to have all the skills to be a star.
You do to have be the mixed martial arts king. I'm talking about. Not just.
But there's different things. There's different things in terms of being the best mixed martial artist and being a star.
Yeah, but we still want to know that you got. But you're in a sport that we want to know you're that guy. This is the rawest sport out of them all, bro. It's mixed martial arts. We want to know if you are really that guy. You can't do that, and we sit here and talk about that. We want to see it, like, especially I do. I want to know that if you actually are a great mixed martial artist, do you have ground game? Do you have jiu-jitsu? Can you when it gets on top, can you explode out when you're tired and need to dip deep to the depths? But I've seen that all out of John. I've seen him get broke up, rude boy, get hurt, bust his toe, break it, get more mad. He gets more mad as more hurt he gets. That's a cycle, but I like that. That's entertainment for me. I'm watching the man get hurt and get more mad everywhere. I'm like, woo, wait, this is go. You get me? That's CTE. No, that's what it is. That's what's gonna prevail to. But it's like that's what us as fighters. We don't wanna just see you roll over and quit or like, oh, that was too easy, bro. But your inner sport was like, when I gonna be like, just do Muay Thai then. For people, no disrespect, but people like MVP, you're never gonna win a real mixed martial artist belt. You ain't got that real skill set. That's just the truth. You're an entertaining fighter. That's the truth as well.
If you're matched well.
But yeah, but you're
if
not.
You're matched well. If you're not matched well, then you're not, because you're just watching 5 rounds of him on his back.
So I think it again, it's matching well. Again, going back to a point I'm trying to say, I think it's about matching fights correctly, going forward with the new up and coming fighters. I want the new crop. I don't want them to get wrong. Do you know what I mean? Even with people like Lonnie and stuff, like you know what I'm saying. I don't want nothing to go wrong.
On that then, yeah. Who would you match Morales with after this at Welter?
That's a good question, because welterweight's catching up. Bring up the welterweight rankings then, cuz. Let's let the world see the welterweight rankings. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Because
I feel like after, and this is the issue with being on a run where you beat up a big star, yeah, like a Burns, like a name value person like Burns, where do you go from there? Because if you're not in a big fight next time out, then everyone's going to be asking why. Do you know what I mean? I would like Morales to fight someone that's like maybe like 13, 14 rank. Like just keep, you know what I'm saying? Keep it casual. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to go too close. But instead, they might end up giving him someone like a Gary. Battle of the Purple Shorts.
Yeah, why not fight Gary?
Because that's not a good matchup for him, and then you killed him. Then you're taking his O.
Gary's not taking that.
Gary would fight anyone, bro. I'll be real. I think Gary's shown that time and time
so,
again.
Oh, let me hear Rimz's point then. Why won't Gary take that fight, Rimz?
I think because where is he ranked? So
12th.
He's gonna go up to 8. He's gonna go up to 8.
Morales is ranked 12th.
Where's Gary?
Gary's ranked 6th.
6th. Damn.
I think he's looking forward now because he's done a lot of favors for them, man.
Yeah, but then who is there that's ahead of him though?
He wants to be progressing.
Who is there that's ahead of him? Look, there's not really anyone that he can fight.
He could fight Leon Edwards.
Leon Edwards ain't gonna fight Gary though.
He doesn't have a fucking choice.
He does have a damn choice.
See, that's him being the grumpy old UFC. See what I was talking about? If he was matchmaking, did you hear that aggression? That was Putin aggression.
I tell you
Straight
what,
Vladimir blood.
I tell you what,
see it? Man said you don't have no fucking choice.
Morales versus Edwards would be a good matchup. Morales versus Edwards would be a good matchup. That I would be excited to see. That I'd be excited
You're
to
right.
see.
Any of that for me is, I would like to see Morales prevail, but because the reason I thought is because I saw that hole in his game last night where that double leg from Burns, and I didn't like the way he reacted to it. The way he turned around, the way he got taken down. What got him back up was his youth and strength. He's jacked and built, and Burns is beaten up.
And Burns was hurt at that point as well.
Burns was beaten. Forget even that. Burns was beaten up. You're right. But Burns has been hurt. He's been hurt since the Lankz fight and the Khamzat the fight and that. He's been hurt. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's that Burns is just a old beaten up man. Let's be real. At this point, you should impose your will like the way Morales did. Get up. You should get up because Burns ain't a great wrestler. He's great on jiu-jitsu. He's not a great wrestler. So it's like he should have done all of those things. But my point is, Morales, I'm not totally sold on the wrestling aspect of things. I really want to like, you see when you're talking about Juan Silva, that's the person I have more questions on him than Juan Silva. Ground game, being on his back, jiu-jitsu. Do you know what I'm saying?
Who, for Morales?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have more
100%.
questions about him
Yeah,
than
100%.
Juan Silva.
Well, I think someone said it there. Boy's only 25. Do you know what I mean? So he's got a lot of time to learn and show off
that's
these things.
very young.
Do you know what I'm saying? But I
To
do
be
think
top 5.
Yeah, but at
top
20,
top 10. Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah,
at
he will be
25 is
now.
crazy, and especially beating someone like a Burns. But I do again want to say that like Burns for me is done, and I think he should step away, like because otherwise we're gonna see that happen again. Yeah, like if he wants to stick in the game and get beat up, no problem. That's up to him. I think that's what Dana's on. Like Dana's on a flex of you do what you want to do.
But Burns, there's fights there for Burns, just not these young killers, man.
But then what fights are there then?
like he could fight MVP, he could fight Luke.
They're not
he
giving
could
him
fight,
MVP, bro. They're not giving him
he could
MVP.
fight.
No, are you okay at this? Rimz.
What?
Are you telling me, that you're gonna want to watch Vicente Luque versus Gilbert Burns in 2025? You might be the only person in the world that wants to watch that.
I'm not saying as a banger, but if you fill it on a card, like, whatever, innit? Like, I'm not saying I want to see that headline. I'm not saying I want to see a headline.
That's the problem. That's the problem. What we're trying to say. Them man need to fade out, and these man need to really be building these new names. Whoever
They can build these new names, but you still need old names as well.
You're right, but he's too old.
Yeah.
You're right. You're not wrong, but bro, you're going like he's a heavyweight. He's on welterweight, bro, and he's he's 38, 39. Are you, brother? And he's been beaten up. You're going on like he's been that well conditioned and looked after himself. He's been a battering pope as well in this UFC. He's correct. He's given out beatdowns, but he's been beaten down as well. So just certain guys, that's what we're saying. Obviously, if, like Greeny saying, if he wants to fight, do your thing. But what we're trying to say is overall, there needs to be like, I think the UFC say once you get to a certain age, you're going into you can still fight, but there's a retirement. There's a certain set of fighters that you're not in that league. You're in this league. They need to think of someone like an idea. That they need to get someone like a league structure. Like once you get to something like this and like this, and if you've lost a certain amount of fights. So if you're over the age of, how about this? If you're over the age of 36 and you've lost 2 or 3 on a row, you go into this.
And he's seniors.
Yeah, seniors. That's it, man. Sell it. You hear that? I mean, man, on social, we were selling it to you. The senior league. You get me? It's the truth, though, isn't it? Like, if you go over like 36 or 37 and you're not a heavyweight in certain aspects, you should go into seniors. We'll still watch you. And like, but we just know that seniors.
No.
I'm
not watching seniors MMA,
No, we
bro.
will. Because they're still better than PFL.
That's a Russian.
That's better than PFL, though. It's better than PFL and all of that.
That's a Russian.
Yeah, I still want to watch.
You would
want to watch certain people.
It would be PFL, but we would know that the level to it. You're not degrading us in the real professional
but that's where
aspect.
It starts to get dark though, Bragz. You end up with Chuck Liddell versus Rampage Jackson. Do you know what I mean? In 2026, loaded up, man. You know what I'm saying? No one needs to see that, man.
Now, I'm just talking about the fighters, and you can't come back. But I'm talking about the fighters that go back, that are leaving.
But why not?
Nah, no coming back. Why don't you leave the grading? Nah, that's when it gets bad. You make the whole brand look bad. You're super out trained. We're just talking about the guys that are. Do you know what I'm saying? They need to just create something. I don't know if that's the right thing.
That was GFL. You know what I'm saying? It was GFL, and it's not happening. I don't even know what's happening. What is happening?
It's done. It's
done, yeah?
I don't know. Guys, in the chat, tell me if I'm mad. Tell me if I need to figure out. I'm just trying to say in it that they need to figure something out about this matchmaking. That's all I'm trying to say.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Just to stop stuff like this happening, because he got his ass whooped in round 1 too quick with he didn't really impress me, you know. That's what should have happened. He's a tank as well, bro. Understand, you should whoop man's ass like that. Young youth strength, like you didn't. That weren't impressive to me. If you think
I'm not mad at it. I think now what they do, what you're saying is valid to me now. I think I need to see it just because this fight kind of told us, all right, Burns defo, you're downgraded, because obviously he had that he was whooping JDM, bro. He didn't get kneed, he won. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, so like I think like this fight kind of tells us where he was at, and this shows you defo that fight, and then this fight you're down, your ranking's lower now. But then it kind of shows us that Morales, all right, he's on the rise, but obviously he beat a Burns, which obviously was on the decline, so you have to kind of build that up now. But I feel like you need to have these fights though, because it kind of tells you when the changes, when the pendulum is swinging. Like, you get me?
That's a fair point. I just could see it from a mile away though. I'll be honest. Like, and that's why. Not that it's unfair.
Well, all of us picked Morales, didn't it?
Yeah.
But we were looking at it like that. So.
But did you hear what they said? Morales said at the fight interview before the fight.
What
he said he either wants a 1st round knockout or a 5th round submission. Bro, that tells you where he was thinking, fam. He was thinking, no matter what happens, I'm not leaving it as a decision. 3 years ago, Gilbert Burns wins. 3 years ago, Gilbert Burns beats that version of Morales. Morales is not the finished product yet, but Gilbert Burns is finished. Do you know what I'm saying? It's real. That's just the honest truth. But yeah, I like Morales though. I do like him. I think he's got a lot to learn. You can see that, like the grappling game. I think that right hand that he was throwing was a little bit loopy, like against someone that was a little bit
got a clean jab.
Cleaned up in there quickly. But he's obviously got skills. My only fear for him at 25 years old is he's already seeming like a weight bully. And as he gets older, is he going to still be able to manage that weight? Because if he can't, then at middleweight, he's going to look small. So he might be one of them tweeners. And if that's the case, them guys it never normally ends too well for them.
Hey, well, that was it for the main fight of Gilbert Burns and Michael Morales. That was all wrapped up. We'll quickly go over this card for you guys. I watched the whole card. Did you not watch the whole card?
Was it only 4 fights on the main card?
I want to talk about a couple of fights on here that were interesting. Not even just across.
Well, you might as well start with Sadiq.
Sadiq Yusuf. Listen,
Niger boy.
I told you went with the Niger boy last week, and I told you, bro, he's not that guy, bro. Like, I don't know the commentary saying that Santos looked like Anderson Silva. Michael Bisping saying that he looked like that is absolute treachery.
Maybe the Anderson Silva that fought Michael
Bro,
Bisping.
Treachery. Yeah, he's got a nice stand up. I know he's got that posture. I know they were trying to kind of say, come on, allow it, bro. Allow that.
Trying to say,
I don't even know what
he said it twice as well. Like
he
was convinced.
He was the resurgence of Anderson Silva. It was
to go
mad.
back and watch some Anderson
Yeah,
Silva.
that was crazy still. But even did he fight Anderson Silva?
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I said. Maybe the Anderson Silva that fought him. That's who he resembled. At that time, he was about 49. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, Santos, he was very nicely composed in that. I did like that. Like I haven't seen much from him. I can't remember him. I know.
Came from.
Well, I watched him.
I think it's Contender
Series.
Yeah, you seen him before and you said he looks good.
Clean, innit?
That's what I knew he was a good striker, but I just thought.
Yeah, he's clean.
I just thought.
I know he's clean.
Sadiq, man, you're a veteran in this thing now, man.
You know what it is? Sadiq started well. He started well at fast pace there, but Sadiq don't have motion. He just don't have motion. He don't ever get in rhythm. He has moments, but he don't have rhythm throughout the fight. He just loses. And if you can actually start touching him up, literally got touched up, busted up nose, he's out of it. Once he gets beaten up,
he moved up a weight class as well.
Yeah, go move back down.
Santos looked quite big at the weight class as well. I thought, like for a lightweight, I don't see him doing too much in that weight class. I'll be honest. I'll be real, man.
Nah, I don't.
You know I mean, it doesn't necessarily. I think at lightweight, welterweight, like those weights, and even feather, you got to be a good wrestler. You got to have some type of wrestling, and I don't know if his wrestling is good enough.
Because the way Sadiq tried to wrestle him, and Sadiq's not great at wrestling.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, imagine if that's Islam now. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
All right, next fight we had Stolfus versus Bragz.
That was a scrap, man.
Yeah, it was a decent fight.
Rimz Bayov. This was a good fight. Short notice for him as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
he come in because he was supposed to fight Al Hassan.
Yeah,
that's who was supposed. That's who Dolphus. But Dolphus gets hit too much. He gets hit too much, guys. He gets lit up on the feet.
I think Stolfus made some bad decisions as well, like going for the guillotines and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was silly, man. But
Rimz normally tires, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they're both fairly good middleweights, but yeah, just.
Do you think Stolfus is good?
I think
middleweight. What I'm seeing, he is dusty, bro.
He's level. He's levels of a lot of people.
Bad, bro.
But he's not level.
Who's Stolfus?
Yeah, but
Stolfus is dog doo-doo, bro. He got lit up.
He's not
durable, bro.
He's
He's your brother's worst favorite fighter, bro. A durable fighter.
No, but
that's what he is.
He is durable.
He's just durable. Tell me what he done last night. That was great. Tell me what you saw last night.
A bit of success.
Where?
Later rounds. Like,
no, later round. I'm telling you, where in the fight, bro? Wrestling. Where did he have this?
Look. I agree with him.
But he had this whole conversation right now.
He had moments, bro, but it's just that he had bad decision making in those moments.
What moments did he have, please?
There was a couple when he went for the guillotines a few times, and he was in good positions. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He made bad decisions in them in their moments.
That wasn't no good guillotine to begin with. Yeah. If you want to say that, I hate you. No, you're right. You know what it is? He needed to win. For me, he needed to win the fight. What you're saying, via wrestling. That was his only opportunity because he was getting lit up on the feet. This man hits hard, bro. I see some combination. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he does.
So that looked good for me. But let me move on to the next fight. Bro, I told you about this kid Costa. He's good.
Costa's good, yeah.
He's good. He's on a 4. That was his fourth win. Yeah. And I'm telling you, you watch this fight.
I missed this one still.
This one was probably the fight of the night.
Serious.
Yeah. This was really good. Because Arosa got back into the fight, he was getting lit up in round 1 and halfway through round 2. And he got back into the fight as the fight was going on. But Costa, you know why I like him? Because like I always say, I don't think you're great in any areas. I think the thing that you have to do in the UFC, especially in a 15-minute fight, right, is have output.
Yeah.
You have to have out. If you're not great, you got to touch. That's what he's good at. Flicks the leg, flicks the leg, flicks the leg. 1, 2, out. Flick. He's always making you think what's coming next.
You know what? I saw a really good segment from Brad Pickett on that, actually. I saw
What do
a
I
coaching
always
thing
do?
of him saying that there's been fights where he's just he's waiting to land a shot,
big shot, but someone's just tapping, moving. You're scoring, and
you're scoring,
and then it's 14 minutes into the fight, and you're like, "Raw, I still haven't landed my shot." Do you know what I mean? You're down 3 rounds. So
I've been saying that though. But I've been saying that you have to. That's why I like Johnny and them man.
Activity creates opportunity as well. So it's like,
but you're too busy what he's gonna do. Hence why you start freezing on what you're gonna do. Just do the Johnny thing, flick that leg out, kick, teeth, stomach, work the you know me, active. You get me? See what he's going to do. Don't put yourself in danger. That's your face, leaning, punching straight away. But be active with those kicks. I always believe
even
in
just
elbows.
Yeah. That's what Morales was doing. I don't know if anyone saw that with a twitching hand. Man was just twitching his hand.
I see that.
But every single time he twitched, and Gilbert Burns kind of, he was landing that looping shot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I like that from him.
But that was good from Costa. I think he's going to be good in the featherweight bout. Don't be surprised, guys, if he gets ranked. I'm not saying I'm not going to say he's going to be a world champ or whatever, but I feel like he can get ranked and he's going to be a guy that we're going to learn to love because he loves to scrap. He's in there to fight.
No, he's
28.
Oliveira's
28.
28.
28.
Okay.
It's 28.
Okay, no, fair enough then. No, because he looks a little bit older than that.
No, he's 28. So I think he's got time to develop still,
If he's 28 years old, then fair play. At featherweight as well. At featherweight's one of them divisions, like you were saying.
That's what I said.
It's
looking good, bro. They're coming through. And talking on featherweight,
all the divisions that we kind of thought were dead,
they're coming
good. The ones that were good are kind of getting dead.
That's because they had cleared out. They were in the process of clearing out the names. Max Holloway, I know Volkanovski's the champ, but Volkanovski at one point was kind of like gone. Like Aldo had left, like all of the legends of that division are cleared out of that division, and now the next crop are already cemented in there. Do you know what I mean?
The main
only one I saw.
Jared Gordon.
Yeah, that's the only one I saw. Still.
No. Forget that. My new fighter, Yarda Valley.
Oh, he got the sub in
Yarda Valley. That's my guy. Remember, I said he can be the new Topuria. Laugh all you want because when I always had this. Hey, listen. He's a kid. His background. No. Listen. Clip it. Clip this one. Listen. Don't jump on the bandwagon later and be silent and be like, no, he's actually okay. I'm doubling down from early. He's just come out of Contender Series. This is his first fight in the UFC. His background is, again, hardcore jiu-jitsu and wrestling. He's from Cuba. He's going to be a problem. He is absolutely jacked and stacked for that weight.
Oh, is it feather, isn't it?
He is. He's strong. The way he bullied Conor Matthews in there was ridiculous.
I didn't watch it proper.
Absolutely
I only paid attention when I saw the sub. So I'm gonna go back and watch it.
He's a bully, and he don't even know how. Like, he had to learn how to strike. Bob Petras, I think, taught him how to strike in the. Can't remember, is that a bit of Pop? I don't know. I probably made that name up.
Bob Petras.
Yeah, I think that's what his name is or something like that. Not that. But you'll find out. But they were talking about it, and they were saying that he's learned. That's what. But he's striking look clean.
Bro,
For
he's
somebody
Cuban,
that's-
fam.
Yeah,
It's always gonna be good, bro.
But he just learned. He's just. That's what I'm saying. And he's
Someone's
learning.
gotta check the steak and water over there, fam. Cause I'll tell you what's in that, fam.
I'm telling you, bro. They call him the Cuban Missile Problem.
That's
Crazy.
That's what he's.
No, fair
Hey,
enough.
the
fair
Cuban
enough. I'm just saying
Missile
that's a little
Problem.
bit crazy still.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Yeah. All right. Just remember that the new featherweight. I want to hear you lot jump on the bandwagon later. Get me?
No,
I'm
fair
just
enough.
saying. But I need to wait. I'm getting a bit hyped because it was a first round submission. But you know me. Condition is number one. I need to see him go through the war.
That's how I was with Morales. You remember?
I need to see you go through the war.
When I first saw Morales, I was like, "Oh, this guy's gonna be a problem." But the more I've watched of him, the more I can see the holes. Yeah, no, it will be interesting to see what happens next.
Yeah. But Jared Gordon as well.
Good finish.
Did you see that knockout?
Yeah.
Clean.
Nasty.
Moises is getting bullied lately, bro.
Whoa.
Like,
He's
from
been
what I
getting bullied.
remember, still, yeah.
He's
Because I
been
actually
getting
thought
bullied.
at a time,
He could have been a champ.
Yeah,
he looked like he had
was
the skill
looking-
set.
Yeah, but he just went left.
Because you know what it is? He's got great jiu-jitsu.
That's
And he's got a lovely leg kick. He's got a whipping low leg kick, yeah? And he can strike to a degree. So I thought you have enough to put the game into your favor. Like, do you know what I mean?
If
Like
it was 2018,
the fight can go into your field of advantage because I felt like he had enough skill set, but he's soft, bro. He's soft. Once he gets he's soft, bro. He's
Soft
soft.
like butter.
Yeah, he's soft, bro.
soft like
And
butter.
he's not even like Lurpak. You get me? Like Lurpak, he's like,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
Clover.
You know about Lurpak.
You get me? Don't worry
Proper
about
butter
that.
that one, you
Proper, but the salted. Don't
Woo.
worry. You see what I'm saying? All right. Is that the UFC wrapped up?
Yeah, man.
That is the UFC wrapped
No
up.
UFC next week. I have a man get a little break.
But watch out.
Chaps in.
Yardy the Valley. He's from the yard, bro.
Oh,
He's
that's a
from
cold name, though,
Yardy
Yardy.
the Valley. Yardy
Yardy's
the
cold name
Valley.
still.
What? It's
Yardy
the
the
Valley. Hey, Rimz, don't remember that, yeah?
Alright.
He's not my man from Duns River. You
What's that man's name again?
Val.
yeah, Val
Oh,
Dunn. What's his name?
Wood.
Woodburn.
Val Woodburn.
Fire for that.
Wood is burning, fam.
Yo, Misfits. What are you saying? You watch it?
You know what?
Obviously, Till versus Stewart.
Yeah, I saw some of that. I didn't really watch much else. I know that there was like a 2 versus 2 fight on it. But you know what it is with Misfits? I feel like the level is obviously, look, I don't want to sound like an idiot here, yeah. But like I feel like the level of Misfits is improved still. Like it's snuck up on the man them still. Like man them weren't really realizing that actually the level is not bad still. Like you actually have to be decent to fight in Misfits nowadays. I feel. Or from what I've seen, I'm not watching low down on the card, innit?
I ain't watching anything less than the main, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna get ex UFC fights, they're gonna have a fair level of boxing in it. You know what I mean? But I actually thought it was a quite entertaining fight from what I saw. Still, it's a bit of a war. They had their moments, both of them, to be fair.
Well, like the dentist got dropped twice, innit? And those won Darren Till the fight, to be fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Darren Till's younger, bit fresher, maybe been out of the game for a bit, but
Is it to me or does Darren Till just look so super unconditioned to where he once was? As a real fighter, like when he was at his peak in the UFC.
yeah.
Does he
Lost
just look? Does he
lost that little bit of athleticism.
edge? Yeah.
I don't
he
ever
just
thought he was really an athletic person.
No, but for someone that wasn't necessarily a super athlete, to when they take that little step down, you notice it even more. You know what I'm saying? Because then he's saying that he's not got much at all. But
Yeah, like I just feel like Darren Till was a bit. I don't know, man. I don't know what happened to him. It's sad because I felt like he was a real prospect to be something way better than what he is.
the thing is
Now he's the head of Misfits.
someone that he's the great example of someone that did too much too soon. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you give him, when you think of who Darren Till has fought in the UFC and before the UFC, yeah, bro, at such a young age, you take too many beatings, man. Like you take too many beatings, and then even in wins, you're taking punches, you're taking shots that you shouldn't, not that you shouldn't, but you don't want to take too many of them. And then all of a sudden, you're 32.
You might
How old is that?
train spar correct.
Must be about that.
Whatever it is, 32, 33. All of a sudden, you're light years away from the UFC now. Do you know what I mean? Which is a real shame because, Darren Till, like you said, at one point in time, was a massive prospect.
So what about Darren Stewart? What happens to him? Because this was just like a kind of jumping, filling. Like we hadn't seen him compete in a while, and he got this boxing opportunity. And you think he sticks into this doing boxing?
I think the fight was entertaining as long as you match make well for him. I think.
Well, he was talking about doing some 2-on-2 boxing. Like Darren versus the Logan.
Oh, the Jake. I don't know if that will happen. But
Misfits did a 2-on-2 last night, so maybe that's what. I'll be real, yeah.
How the hell does that work?
You just tag in. It's like a WWF match, bro. You have to tag.
I need to watch that,
bro.
Big
Toes got rocked. Yeah. Big Toes got rocked.
Stumbled
back to the corner and tagged before he got spun, fam.
So what if you get knocked out, your team loses?
You're out, bro. No, you're out.
2 versus 1.
Then it's 2 but only one.
But that's mad.
I think
it's both of them. Just keep tagging man.
But yeah, it's not 2 versus 1. It's 1 on 1.
Yeah. I'll just keep tagging my brother, get tired and punch him up now.
I don't know if it's like, in WWE, once you tag, you got a little bit of time to double operate, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's mad.
You can put your finishing move on, man. Boom! Yeah, bro. Combination punch. I don't know if it works like that.
To know the rules to that.
Yeah.
That is a wildling bit of sport.
I don't know if that's how it works.
That's legit.
I hope it does.
They legitimized it.
Yeah,
but like the board.
Yeah, bro. But you've seen the Russia thing, like 5-on-5, and that's where you can.
There's no rules in Russia, bro.
Yeah,
there's health and safety over here.
Yeah, big facts. But I want to go back to Darren Stewart because obviously last time when we bucked him and he was on a live stream, after that we were speaking to him about what his next steps are, and he said he wants to get into the boxing. Yeah. So I'm glad that he's managed to get into the boxing scene and do the Misfits. So hopefully he got paid well for that fight. Because it really, I mean, outside of that fight, I never knew really any of the other names on the card. Yeah, I weren't paying attention to it. I just knew that them men were fighting, which is rare for a Misfits card with me. That's what I'm saying. I actually locked in for a little piece. But yeah, well done to both of these guys because I'm glad to see that they're still making money doing something that's not as dangerous as MMA. And they're not having to fight young killers. So this is a good path for old fighters that want to make money, in my opinion. Like when you speak about retirement league, go and do this.
Yeah. That can work. I hear that. If you, yeah.
Maybe one of these man might fight
then
like Tommy Fury.
You got like a kind of a legit fight like this, topping the card, but then you can have all your little celeb social media. I hear it.
That right there is a great question. What would be the best UFC tag team? Man, them have to think of a tag team right now still. Ooh. What weight class we going?
Are we doing? We're sticking in weight classes, yeah. We're not.
Let's pick a weight class. What weight class you want us to do this for? I feel like that's a really good question still.
UFC tag team.
You can't go wild.
You can't go because really the best tag team of all time would be John Jones and Ngannou.
Oh, we're being okay.
Ngannou will knock Habib to a different place, bro. In a street fight.
You wouldn't be surprised if Habib would take him down. Balance him in and he just can't.
That's a lot of mass.
Bantamweight.
Bantam. Hey.
Right now, current bantamweights.
What would be the best tag team?
You gotta go Marab.
Marab has to.
You gotta go Marab.
Has to.
Umar. Would you just go them two?
Sugar still.
Nah, I'd go Umar. If it's currently, I'd go probably Marab and Umar. I think them two. But yeah, them two would be crazy because the cardio.
I hear the sugar one because you got a mad cardio guy and then someone who's a puncher.
Just someone that's gonna go knock
man out.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Nah.
Umar might get tired
because Sugar will get tired as soon as he gets in there. Smokes
we got Marab in it.
Marab's going 1-on-2 anyway.
Bro,
so
Umar will pick him up, pick up Sean, drag him to the other corner. He ain't getting no tag back in. He ain't getting tagged back in, bro.
Nah, man, I need to do a series on that still.
That's a good one.
Man, I need to do a series on that.
If you're talking all time, my all time tag team of all time would probably be TJ Dillashaw and I'd probably be TJ as an all around fighter. Who else would I pick? And I'd probably have to go with
I might take Aljo on his little run still. Can't lie. Because Aljo was a weight bully as well. I'll just jump on your back and sub.
Definitely TJ Dillashaw, I think, is in there for me.
Sandhagen got to be up there too.
Nah. I'll take Umar. I'll take Umar.
All time. Over Marab.
Sandhagen got beat up by Umar. So why would I take that?
No, I'm saying over Marab. All time. Marab's got to be up. Marab's got to be in the bantamweight tag team still.
Nah. You know what it is? You just don't have enough quality of
striking. Yeah, I think he has.
Umar was beating him, you know. You got to remember that. Like,
Patchy Mix.
Until all of that.
Patchy
Oh, yeah, Patchy Mix.
Oh, Patchy. Yeah, Patchy Mix could be into
We
that.
got some fights to talk about, innit?
On that note, let's get into it.
On that, before that, can we just pull up the Johnny Fisher and Dave Allen knockout, please? I need you, man, to watch this still. I can't believe that you man have gone the weekend without even seeing this.
No, I ain't seen this.
Because it's mad. You man remember the first fight, yeah? So the Johnny Fisher and Dave Allen. So the first fight, which wasn't too long ago now, Johnny Fisher and Dave Allen had a fight. Dave Allen, on most people's cards, won the fight, but they gave the decision to Johnny Fisher.
I just remember Dave Allen getting punched up by, was it Dylan White?
Yeah, he's been punched up a couple of times. But when you look at Dave Allen's losses, Dave Allen's only really lost to good fighters. I'll be real, like Luis Ortiz. Who else he lost to? Quite like lost the Australian brother. He's had some good performances over the years. But this knockout, yeah, this is how you end. This is how you end any controversy. Still,
Is it?
yeah. This is how you finish any controversy at all. Like,
It's gonna be the end. Just go there because I ain't got time for that.
Bragz, watch this one. So he knocked him down in the 5th round of the last fight, yeah? So that's the knockdown, yeah? Cool. Gets up, look, I think there's 20 seconds left or 12 seconds left at this point, yeah? Referee should have stopped it because watch him wobble as he walks. See, he should have stopped it there, yeah? Watch this, blood. You don't really see this in boxing.
Oh!
Look, oh gosh.
Oh,
face planted, done out here. And look, Dave Allen didn't even celebrate, bro. Dave Allen was on this, that's my boy, fam. Them and our friends still.
That was a vicious knockout still.
Dirty, man. Dirty. Look, I think Fisher's celebrating like say he won. Man, done it here. But no, that was a really good performance. And I'm pleased for Dave Allen, yeah, because Dave Allen has never won a belt in his whole career. And that was for one of the belts. So he actually, I think it might have been WBO International or something. Nothing major, but like, if you've gone your whole career, like he's fought a lot of fighters, never won a belt. For him to win a belt at this point in his career, it's no. Obviously, the first fight was for that. It gives you a world ranking, innit? Okay. So like, if you have that belt, you become world ranked. It's the belt that it's a similar belt to what Els won a little while ago.
Okay. I'm trying to find this on MMA fighting.
What news you got there?
Trying to find recent announcements.
Announcements coming up very shortly. You know what it is,
lately,
and it's making sense now. So now we've had the fight announcements. It's kind of making sense of the structure of the next few months of the UFC and where it's going.
I'm not happy with one of them.
I like, that's fine. You can bring it up. Clarity though. I like clarity. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm not. Do you know what is really upset me? The Islam thing still. That's upset me. No double champ thing. I think that's rude still.
We're talk about it, bro. Start talking about it. What's up? What's upset you? What's up? Straight into it. What's up? What's bothered you so much about?
Bro, with Ilia, when Ilia moved up, Ilia made the decision that he was going to forfeit the belt. Yeah. He said, I'm not going to defend this belt no more. I'm going to move up and I want to fight for the 155 belt. His decision. Cool. With Islam, the night that JDM won, he said double champ or whatever he said. He wanted the double champ. You can easily put in place, yeah, like an interim belt. You've done it time and time and time again. Why not allow Islam to move up, fight for the belt? If he wins, he can say in the post-fight, I'm never going to fight 155 again. I relinquish that belt. And in the next card, you do the 155, whatever. And now it's for the full belt. I don't understand why they've not allowed him just to have at once upon a time, I had 2 belts in my hand. If he wins, I don't know why they've not granted him that moment. Because he's done everything that you've asked him to do. Do you know what I mean?
Because they want to have a championship fight on International Fight Week. Every card has a headline like a championship fight.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear it.
That's the one that headlined up, I guess. And so they didn't want to do the interim thing.
Yeah, I just think from a personal perspective, from Islam's perspective, I'm imagining that I wouldn't be very happy personally.
Yeah, I hear it. It's not like he weren't fighting. Like he's been fighting. He's been taking short notice fights. Like, he's been doing what he's had to do. But at the same time, the way the UFC is running right now,
just about to say that double champ slows down the division.
Yeah, man.
And he doesn't fight that often. He fights once, twice a year, and you got to also recognize that he's getting older. You also got to recognize that what's coming down there is a lot to happen because we got it's a bit warm down at lightweight right now. You got Paddy, you got Ilia, you got Oliveira trying to get the belt back quickly. You got Armin. Regardless if you think he's gonna win, it's not about that. It's not about your opinion.
It shouldn't be Charles.
It's not about that.
Shouldn't be Charles.
Oh, bro, it's not. It's not even about that, bro. It's just about it's warming up, and Charles has won his two last fights, regardless of how you want to put it. It's just what it is, and you can't hold up the division. Interim don't work. The interim don't work. It's not effective.
I agree.
You can't have a big international in the States for the interim championship at the top. It don't work. They know it's not effective.
The only time it did work is with John Jones.
Yeah, what
that was circumstantial, though.
Tom.
How's it work, though? That's still not fully booked.
Because the man's not fighting. So it's
held up. So exactly what he says, it holds it up. You can hold man to ransom.
No, but that one made sense because the man's not fighting.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I'm saying still it's being held up because John's acting like a... We all know clearly who should fight interim, but it's like... There's no sizzle in it for John. Like John's making sizzle out of it because he already knew who he was fighting straight after Stipe or onto him before Stipe. I got onto John before. Remember about fighting Aspinall way before, and you lot come in there and was like, "What? You ain't chatting shit?" And I was like, "What? No, he needs to fight him." So that's the truth. But he had to create the sizzle. So I'm just saying that interim thing don't really work. You're right.
Look, the interim don't work. But they've done it before. So it's like, and this is my issue with them not giving Islam the shot at double champion. Because like I said, it doesn't mean he has to defend the lightweight. He could have given it up upon winning the welterweight if he wins. My issue with it is, let's say Sugar beats Marab, and then maybe has a defense. And then says, whoever's got the 145 at the time, I want to fight him. You telling me that if Sugar is in that opportunity, they're not going to give him double champ opportunity? Because they will. They will. They'll do it for Sugar. And this is my issue. They'll do it
I think they'll do it for certain star, bro.
He's not a star like that.
Yeah, but they want to make him a star like that.
But he had his opportunity.
But if his opportunity comes by again, I still think that they'll grant him that opportunity. I think so.
He's washed up, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's washed up, but I hear what you're saying. He's
washed, bro. He's not that guy. He's not what you think he is.
No, that's what I mean. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree.
So it's like, but going back to it, like, I'm not mad at it that Islam wants to go up and fight at welterweight. I think that's fine. I think he's done enough credibility. It's a bit like Ilia. It's fine if you want to do that. But what is the difference between Islam going up and getting an automatic title shot, but not Ilia?
Well, that's what happens to Ilia. Ilia's going up and getting a straight title shot.
Right? But originally, I'm saying that because so basically, the UFC were forcing both fighters to go up and go for the belt. But Islam's like, no, I don't want to do the lightweight thing. I'll do the welterweight thing. And you're angry about that because you just basically want to see Ilia versus Islam.
No, I'm not mad at Islam moving up at all. I'm mad that they're not giving him the chance. I'm mad that they're making him relinquish the lightweight belt. I don't think they should. I think they should allow him to go and fight for the welterweight, still being the lightweight champ. Because if he wins, he gets to hold up them two belts and do something that Habib never did.
So you're going to wait till 2026 to find out
But he's still doing something Habib never did.
by moving up. Yeah, I agree, but they don't look the same, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? There's no picture of Habib with 2 belts. There's a picture with Habib with a belt.
There's a picture of Conor with 2 belts. I don't think he wants to look like him. So,
bro, I bet he'd want Conor's bank account balance.
He would never get that though.
Where?
He would never get that.
But back to the point.
But Islam fight. I think there's a point there.
Yeah,
Islam does fight.
But
a lot of like myths about them, man. Like,
but you got to remember as well. We're gonna wait till 2026 because that fight happens in October now.
what fight?
Jack Denameno, and then we're waiting to 2026 to find out what happens with the lightweight belt.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's too much activity there as well.
I do hear that side of it. I do hear that side.
The way
you got Oliveira
that's nowhere near the belt. If Ilia wins,
you
hold on.
You can't say that after he was in last title competition.
But I'll tell you why.
I'm saying he's a fight away.
1 second.
He just has to fight one more time, bro. He's a fight away, bro. Everyone knows that. He just pissed off the UFC.
Yeah.
I know, like he's far, bro.
No, but when I say that, because I know for a fact, because I've seen Paddy talking about already. If Ilia wins the belt, you man know that it's him versus Paddy, right? You do know that it's gonna be Ilia versus Paddy straight away. They're gonna book that for probably like October, November, if he wins. Is everyone comfortable with that? Yeah, because it ain't gonna be Arman right now. This should be Arman's fight. It should be Arman, not Charles. How Charles has stole that, I don't know. Yeah, they want to do the Gilbert Burns thing. They want to put a star in there that's a bit washed. Because I've said this for a little while now. Charles Oliveira is not the same Charles Oliveira.
Charles is gonna get knocked
Charles
out.
Oliveira is gonna get spun.
Gonna get knocked out, bro.
He could get knocked out. He could get subbed. He could get thrown out of the cage.
He's
Do you know
gonna
what I'm
get
saying?
knocked
By
out,
Ilia.
bro. He's gonna get hurt still. And Ilia's
He's gonna
angry.
want a tag team, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? Charles is gonna get spun quickly. Ilia's gonna be 2-weight champion, yeah, and he's gonna call out Paddy, and it's like then you've given him 2 easy fights when we all know that Arman is the real fight. Do you know what I'm saying? And these times he's gonna be on he'll beat up Paddy and say I'm retiring. See ya. And then we never get. And then Arman's just in the distance, bro. Still on timeout, looking at the stairs, fam. Face to the wall.
Well, we're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, we are gonna have to wait and see. All right, moving on. Before I move on, make sure you're liking. Make sure you're subscribing. Yeah, guys.
And
like,
you're telling your friend to
comment,
tell a
subscribe.
flipping friend. Tell your friends, bro. Say, hey, you know about Kombat Kingz? You get me?
get me.
Number 1 latest channel. You get me when it comes to talking about the MMA and all things to do with combat sports.
Yeah. Also, we got DDP versus Chimaev.
£50.
Is that what we agreed previously? Because
Yeah,
I can't.
50.
You know me. I don't remember my things.
I do remember.
I'm
all
glad that
money
you do. No, I'm glad that
aspects.
you
They
do.
get me all money.
I'm glad that you do. That's all right.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like when's that fight been booked for? October or August?
I'm more excited.
Summer's
I'm more
crazy.
excited for that fight, you know, than the Ilia thing.
Yeah, because Charles
Same
is
here.
done out here, bro.
I didn't want to say that. If Arman was if Arman replaced Islam, my heart.
I still think I'd be more on the DDP versus.
Is it?
I'm not on that. I wouldn't.
That's because that's like your weight class.
Athletically, DDP ain't athletic, and I can just see what's gonna happen to him. He's gonna get subbed out. Like, I don't know what would happen with the Ilia fight because the
Nah, you know that fight, yeah.
Arman.
That fight there, I'm like.
Let's put some bread. I don't. Like
No,
the way
I'm
you're
not saying
leaning.
he
I don't like the
doesn't
way
win.
you're leaning.
I don't say he doesn't win.
The way you don't
But I
do that
think
middle thing.
he's
Do that middle thing. Don't lean.
Best
Even
niggas.
over there, over here.
A man has counted that. A man has
Weak
counted out that
human
man
being.
too much,
That is a
bro.
weak human being skill to have, bro. That's sitting on the bench line, drifting between 2 sides in a war, in a mad warfare. Blood is getting spilled, and Rimz is just like, oh guys,
Nah.
giving
No,
tissue on both sides.
I'm saying.
Giving tissue on
Alright,
both sides.
no.
Is that water?
No. I'm saying Chimaev. But I'm
Chimaev,
not gonna be surprised though. I'm not gonna.
No, say you might as well say DDP. Stop doing that.
I'm saying Chimaev by some, but I won't be surprised if DDP
Don't
wins.
say DDP, bro. Don't do that.
I think that first round is gonna be fucking
Hectic,
techie, bro. Yeah.
That first round gonna be
I think
hectic.
it'll be techie.
But if if it gets out that first round, it's
No,
big
it's not.
problems.
It's not big
It
problems.
is, man.
It's
It
not.
is. Where's the fight? It's
It's
in
not.
Chicago as well, isn't it?
Mm.
Chi-town.
August.
Yeah. The summer. The
Oh yeah,
summer's
because
lit.
Chimaev,
The
they've got
summer's
Chimaev
proper
over here
lit
now.
still.
innit? They can
Yeah,
invite him
yeah.
out.
Yeah, they
He's
got
good- he's
Trump
good now.
on the wave still.
He's good now still.
Bro, I can't lie to you. Yeah. The summer's looking good still. Because so far it's not looked great at all. Like I don't think this year's been a very good year for the UFC.
Nah. When I saw the lineup now, it looks actually pretty
it was supposed to be.
We're
It was supposed to get good from the Islam and Armin.
Yeah,
and it failed because that
once that fell through. Yeah,
it's been weak still. So
it has been
we have to wait till the end of the year to see if it pans out a little bit better.
Rimz will make a bad poker player. Man will always fold.
I'm not gonna lie, I just see Khamzat just like DDP strong. The thing about it is, you lot are not wrong. DDP strong, but he's strong with no technique. He hasn't got great technique. Like Khamzat's strong with technique. Like that's what I'm telling you. What you've seen him do against Izzy, that's who you're gonna say. That's who you're gonna say your ground game you've watched off compared to what you've watched with Khamzat do. And with
what you mean?
I thought Bragz was about to go home, fam.
Oh, you put too much disrespect on Robert Whittaker, you know. Way too much disrespect, bro. Man's fought killers, you know.
And got killed.
No.
I got murdered,
no. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that,
pushed
bro.
back in the back of his
A
head.
man has really...
What are you talking about? Man's teeth.
Man changed his skull, fam.
Man went back to his family looking different. And you're going to tell me about a man like that?
Bro.
Don't bro me. Bro yourself.
Too much disrespect for Whittaker. So.
I do think that DDP is going to have a hard test in Chimaev, yeah? It just depends whether Chimaev can show up by August, bro. Because you know this guy would probably be training already, and by then it'd be done, bro. And it'll end up with him versus Imavov or something. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that's the Chimaev's issue is his health, innit?
Look, you're half-hearted, bro.
Militant, don't be talking nonsense about Pacers being the NBA champions, man. That can't happen, man. that can't happen, man.
Well, Halliburton with that ugly shot.
Bro, he shot. I like Halliburton, yeah, don't get me wrong, but that shot is wild, fam. As a shooter,
he makes the right plays, bro.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
always makes the
he's
right
a baller,
plays.
bro. Baller, bro.
But back to this. Rimz of your half-hearted self.
Bro, I'm just thinking of all scenarios, innit?
Where DDP could touch, I'm not going to be surprised on the feet if he touches Khamzat up. Like he does that awkward 1, 2, 3.
I don't think Khamzat.
But Khamzat will just duck underneath and go to rugby tackle him back down.
It's whether
I don't see him ever. I don't see DD's ability. That I haven't seen his takedown defense where I'm like, whoa, or he's like, it's not great, bro.
I hear you that.
Darren Till took him down and all of that.
I hear that.
It's not, and I know it's back them even with his nose, but you're aggressive, bro. If you're getting taken by Darren Till, Khamzat's going to kill you.
But my thing though, bro,
he's going to murder you, and he's going.
But he's a resilient person. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, if Khamzat can't dispose of him by round 2, I think it might be downhill by then.
It's if he can.
That's
get
what
on
I'm
the back
seeing
foot as well, innit?
Yeah.
You think we haven't really seen Chimaev on the back foot outside of the Burns and the Usman fight, yeah.
I don't think that will happen though until after round 2.
My point is, you haven't really seen DDP in a wrestling battle though. What if he gets wrestle tired, wrestle fucked?
He always looks tired, bro. He comes into the fight looking tired, fam.
But I'm just saying, but this is different type of tiredness now. This is like Benadryl and them things. Man took them sleeping tablets.
We haven't seen Chimaev.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen.
That's the different type of tiredness.
Yeah,
look, Rimz is yawning and that. See what happens? Look.
Them hay fever tablets get him. We haven't seen Chimaev in there with a big middleweight either, and DDP's a big middleweight. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. That's a good fight, man. Both of those fights, solid fights. Those are fights that we want to see as fans.
There's 2 in 1 month. What are the 2 in 1 month? So now let's quickly pan it out. You've got Sugar, Marab next. What's the first 7?
You got Ilia.
Ilia's then, yeah.
Ilia versus
Charles.
Then you got Dustin versus Max.
In the same month, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then in August, it's Chimaev versus. So who's September?
Don't know yet.
What's the other fight that they?
Because Jones is probably going to be November and Aspinall.
Yeah, well, we know that. You hope. No. That's happening, bro. Every single time that Dana speaks, look, that fight is happening. Book it, November,
Bro,
New York.
Aspinall moving like he doesn't have a clue what's happening, bro.
He doesn't need to know. He doesn't need to know.
Dana
knows. Jonathan Jones knows. That's all that knows.
You
know what I'm saying? Look, at the moment, we're seeing all the things of man dragging up the man's hair on the back of the moped in Thailand, fam, looking like he's outside, fam. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry. Give it 2 months. You're going to start seeing him at the UFC events. He's looking all prim and proper. Man's back in training mode. You know what I'm saying? He might punch up a couple man on the outside of the ring. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when we know that he's serious again.
Oh, September's the Mexico pay-per-view.
What's the September one?
So
who's the top of that?
Who's that gonna be?
That's already been put out, no? I think.
Ain't that when Crawford's fighting?
Crawford fighting Canelo.
Yeah, Dana's busy, man. He's busy.
Hey, listen. Yeah, that man might be a bit of a flop.
It might be a little.
But the summer's good though. Those 2 months, or from June till August,
yeah,
the UFC's popping, man. Yeah. And it ain't popped like that for a long time, in my opinion.
For real.
It's actually got 2 pay-per-views in 1 month, innit? That's in June, and that's in June.
Yeah.
June's the 2, the Ilia and the Max.
Proper, man.
Yeah.
Proper, man.
It's a busy month for us, man.
Yeah. All right. What else was there for news? I think that was it.
That's what.
Oh, Patchy Mix. Before we duck out.
Who's he been booked with?
He's fighting Batista.
Oh yeah, that's the fight.
Mario Batista.
That's a tough fight to go into, man. Because I feel like Mario Batista will tell you if you're UFC caliber.
I think he's been out for like a year or so.
Patchy.
Yeah, as long as he hasn't declined, you should smoke him still.
No, he should, but there's.
You think?
No, you're right, but smoke him isn't like.
If he's the guy I saw last.
What if he beats him?
He's the guy I saw last.
What if he beats him but goes decision? That's not smoking him, man. Where do you rate him then after that?
If he doesn't, I think Mario Batista is good though.
I was just gonna say,
Mario Batista.
No, Mario Batista.
Hold on, he just said smoke. No, whoa.
I'm not saying.
I didn't talk about you.
Yeah.
He just said, you're gonna smoke him. I just said,
I said he's. Hey,
then he goes, no, Mario Batista's good. That's why I asked you about Mario Batista. UFC level.
Yeah, I'm saying the last Patchy Mitch I saw could be UFC champion. I'm just saying Batista's good. I'm not saying he's on. I'm not saying he's.
You just said the last Patchy mix you saw could be UFC. What weight? Bantamweight champion, right?
Yeah. How old is he?
Patchy.
Yeah.
Maybe about 32, maybe something like that.
Hold on. I think you're saying that. Then just said Mario Batista. Is he ranked?
Yeah.
Where's he
Yeah.
ranked?
Yeah.
Where's he ranked?
Like
Probably
8 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Bring it up. You already got the rankings there. Let me just make sure.
I see the message there. I didn't see that those fights have been booked as well. We need to talk about that one. That's a good fight.
Quickly, where's Mario Batista booked? 10th.
Oh, he's 10th. Yeah, he's 10th.
Damn.
So you're saying to me, if he just, because Mario Batista is good, none of us are denying that. My point is, you said he smokes Mario Batista.
If he's the same what I saw last, yeah. If he's what I saw last, yeah.
Easy to get your way out of that one, isn't it? If what I saw last,
that's
he
what
ain't the same. He's not the same guy.
No,
then you're gonna come into it.
No. Man's been away for like almost a year or 2 years. I don't even know what it is. Get me? That's time out, bro.
Greeny's point was more valid because Greeny's just saying, bro, he's entering the big dogs. He's always been fighting with the little pups, bro. So we don't really know his level of.
But the people who he did fight, he was kind of smoking.
Bro, he was in a swimming pool that's 2 foot tall, bro. Anytime he gets lost, he just has to stand up.
Bro, stop.
Nah, man's in the deep end, bro. Man's trying, when he starts trying to stand up.
It's true though, we're going to see if he can really swim though.
You're going to find out.
I'm a Patchy mix guy as well. I like Patchy. I think his ground game is 10-10, but it's like.
That point
you
right
said
there,
smoke,
man.
bro. Like that was high to go over the caliber. Look what happened with Asakura. I didn't think you said you were gonna smoke Pantoja. I know you didn't.
No,
think
I didn't say that.
But you said you were gonna beat him. We saw thought he was gonna beat the champion.
Yeah. So did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, no, we all
They
did.
Hold on, I learned. Because with the Zhang fight, what did I tell you, man? Because of what I saw in Pantoja. Zhang, you lot didn't learn. You saw it with Suarez. You lot had insanity.
That was someone new. That was someone new entering.
Still didn't learn.
Bro, the last time we saw this was Pitbull. We all know how.
No, Pitbull's old. Though.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked you about Patchy Mix's age.
How old is Patchy?
Patchy Mix gonna get punched up still.
Bellator's age.
Yeah, done. He's done.
Bellator's got you.
Patchy mix, yeah.
31.
31. Okay, that's not a bad age. I'm not gonna lie. But at bantamweight, I feel like you gotta be. I know Marab's old, but fam, more time. You gotta be a bit younger.
No, he trains with Marab, bro.
Huh?
He trains with Marab.
Yeah, no. I'm saying as in like Marab, I think is an outlier. I think like at that weight class, I think what we're gonna see is that the age begins to dip down a little bit at bantamweight. At them smaller weight classes, as fighters get a bit better earlier on, I think we're gonna see the youth develop in those divisions where they're a bit smaller, because I think athleticism matters more there.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
Fair. There's a couple other fights that Principal Sayings shouted out, so we just highlight them quickly. You got
Kara Albazi's good.
Yeah.
It's a good fight, man.
It's a good fight.
Do you know what? You know what I said earlier about having too many miles on the clock when I spoke about Darren Till? I worry about Tyrus still, because they're putting him in there already on these big names.
He has
man.
no choice though.
Yeah, but he's only like 23.
It don't matter. You have no choice. That's what you built yourself to be, a killer, where everyone's calling him a killer, and that's what happens. Then don't enter the UFC. That's what happens. They're gonna do that. If you keep winning as well, what do you think they're gonna do? Hold out?
Yeah.
They're gonna put you in front of the fire. You know what I'm saying? It's just you're just gonna have to wait to see if that happens.
Yeah.
Or to wait to see if he's really got that dog to protect him.
Oh, he's got that dog. But yeah, it's just whether the longevity of his career. Because I still think he gets the belt.
Okay.
Fair.
You think he beats Albazi then? It's not as easy as you think, is it?
No, but that's not. But me saying he gets the belt, I'm not saying he gets the belt now. You know what I'm saying? I think he could get the belt in like 4 years' time, if he's still around. But yeah, he'll beat Albazi. Yeah, he'll beat Albazi.
Ikram.
That's Bruno Ferrero. That's a good
scrap.
That's a good fight.
That's a good.
Ikram won his last fight. I wasn't that impressed, but Bruno Ferrero hits hard.
He comes to fight. Yeah,
comes to fight. So that would be a good fight to see.
We already spoke about that. Shara Bullet versus Marc-Andre Barrios. I don't really care, to be fair.
Neither do I about
no, but you know that one's gonna be like a mad war or like.
I hear it.
Yeah, that's gonna be
yeah,
probably yeah. All right, sweet man. I think that's it for this week.
Is it? That is a match.
What's
that?
Saxby question there. That's a really good. Is JDM or Ilia a harder fight for Islam?
You're gonna go with probably
that JDM I saw. Fine, bro.
If you'd asked us 2 weeks ago, would have said Ilia
I
all
would have
day.
said Ilia all day. No hesitation. I can hesitate now about that question.
I still say Ilia. I'm gonna be honest.
But you gotta remember, weight is a real thing. Weight is a real thing, bro. It adds something, some difficulty to your task. JDM would never be a lightweight. You get me?
This is my thing, yeah, and I'm gonna stand by this as a Bilal fan, yeah. The Bilal that we saw against JDM was a washed up version of Bilal. He's past it, and what we saw was someone presented at the table and was getting a good meal.
Nah, man, I'll give JDM his flowers. Though.
Yeah, I'm not saying JDM didn't put on a performance. He had to go in there and win, but it wasn't a great Bilal.
Can I just get involved? Let's just say this, yeah. Both of you are right and wrong. First of all, Bilal wasn't that past it. He did look good at times in that fight, bro. He did. He had a good jab in that fight, and he looked good. Rimz is right. Give him his flowers. He was better. He was way more better than Bilal was bad. It was actually a good fight. Yes, he was, bro.
I disagree with that.
You can,
wrong
but
tactics. Wrong tactics.
That's what. But he couldn't take him down.
Couldn't do certain things.
There you go, because a man is improved. Give a man his flowers. What are you talking about?
We'll see if he's
what are you
improved.
talking about, bro? That's 9 attempts.
Bragz.
I went off of 2 attempts, bro, and then he goes away from his tactic. 9 attempts, 10 attempts.
Bragz.
Brother, that's your. You can't do what you want to do, bro. What are you talking about? No, bro, no ways, bro.
Bragz.
He had his moments in there where he was jabbing up JDM as well. He just couldn't work for you, bro. That was it.
Bragz.
I said it. But if you go and watch the fight again, bro, there was times JDM done very well to explode out of certain movements, bro. Timing was key. As Bilal went to go and actually lay on top of him, he exploded out of that position. Didn't allow Bilal to set. If you go and watch that fight, it was more JDM than Bilal, I'm telling you. But Bilal had moments. Bilal didn't look like some complete Tony Ferguson in there. Don't do that.
That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's what you're kind of saying, though.
No,
like, he
that's
was
not what I'm
old
alluding
and over
to.
his time. Give JDM his flowers, bro.
No,
Rimz was right. He learned some stuff. It's just, you learn that against someone like Islam's going to be different because Islam can strike. No, but it's different. Islam is just a better fighter overall.
I rate Islam more than Bilal, bro.
Agreed.
That's overall
But
as a fighter.
my point is, we
So-
will see that with Islam now. Yeah, and if Islam goes in there and is able to take him down straight away and holds him down, then I was right about Bilal.
Not really, because Islam's better than Bilal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but we'll see in Bilal's next fight how well he does too. Yeah,
Bruv, the difference is Islam can mix up the striking well enough from a distance and play that game and then shoot when he needs to, mindfully, more than Bilal can. He's got more options and more arsenal in his backpack to be able to use against someone like JDM. Not to say that, again, Rimz is right about the weight. You're right. The weight is a big thing, but Islam, I think, smart enough to still win that fight with the arsenals that he has. That's my point. But you have to give JDM his credit, bro. Are you crazy?
Yeah, no, I am. I know it might not sound like it.
You have to.
Are you
give
saying
JDM
Ilia?
his
Are you
credit.
saying Ilia or JDM?
No, Ilia's got more tools in the arsenal.
Two more quickly before we duck out. Saxby saying no, it's JDM. He is big. Islam would manhandle Ilia. It's your opinion.
No one can manhandle Ilia, bro.
Ask him.
No, bro, but I'm telling you, I've seen and heard clips. No man can handle Ilia. He throws them Dagestan boys about for fun. I hear him. You get me? I hear him.
Asim, I ain't seen you in the chat before. Shout out, my bro. But what we saying? If Islam beats JDM, where does he rank all time?
As a two-weight
Best fighter
champ
of all time.
behind what Habib and John Jones.
Behind Habib.
I know that's what he was thinking.
He's got more arsenal than Habib. It's just the
No,
dominance.
but we're not talking about achievements, innit?
No. He asked what the rank. Where does he rank of all time?
Achievements matter so much.
Dominance for me is the biggest achievement ever because you had the belt. So then my second
About
category,
longevity.
that's
How
different.
long you
That's
was
different.
around
That's a
in the
different
game,
category,
though.
That's different. I'm going off
It all matter.
getting the belt. No, you're right, but mine is getting the belt and then how dominant you was with the belt. That's the two. That's the two main. You're right. Then it'll probably be how long you do it for. You're probably right.
And
You're
then
probably that's
Arsenal.
third. But my category of how I would put that is: do you get the belt? Because if you never get the belt, I don't give a fuck. Do you get the belt? How dominant was you prior to getting the belt? That's what I now can look at. I can go back and be like, all right, how dominant was you before you got the belt? How hungry was you? That will give me an outline to your greatness. Then how dominant was you with the belt? And then longevity. That's why Jonathan's number one by a clear mile. Because he was a savage before, dominant up there, killed everybody. You get me? Habib done it for sure. It's only because his dad died. If his dad never died, he would have been the welterweight.
He would have only had one more fight anyway.
He
said he was only gonna have one more fight.
No,
anyway.
don't listen to him.
No, that's not. Why not?
Because his dad was the commander
Yeah,
in
but
chief.
but
I
he had
think he
already.
might,
Bro,
but
if
he
he
might
was
have
no.
done the moving up thing because
No,
Islam
he
was
wouldn't.
there.
You man,
That's
Islam
what I
was
just
you
there.
man are
said. He
forgetting.
would've gone
You man are
welterweight.
forgetting. You man are forgetting.
Bro,
his dad. Listen, he before his dad passed, him and his dad had already said he's only gonna have one more fight.
Nah, bro, I don't believe that.
That's what he said.
I don't
I was just
believe
gonna
that.
say DJ as well. DJ's got to be in the mix as well.
DJ,
do you know
but
what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
believe that.
Whole
His
team in
dad
losses
was
though,
the
man.
head and commander, hence why Islam was waiting out. He was moving him up to welterweight, and he was making Islam become that champ. I'm telling you, he was still fighting.
Hey, does this give Usman the scope to move over as well? Now that Islam is actually officially no longer a lightweight.
Well, it depends what happens, innit? I don't know. Well, he's champion, so he can't really right now. Yes, they lose.
Can't you just give the belt up?
Relinquish it.
Yeah.
He
He's
could
under
relinquish
under
it, but he's under
contract,
contract.
It's going to be difficult to do that. I don't know what his contract looking like. I'm going to look into that because I feel like him moving away from lightweight definitely has to open up that opportunity.
Yeah, I think it's too techy.
Usman coming over will be so exciting.
Yeah,
But he's coming over at the right time if he comes over now. 26 years old. Like, not like patching me. I don't want to see Usman in the UFC at 31, 32 years old, man. I really don't want to see that. Like, just add him to the list of man that are going to get
I
mashed
don't
up.
think it's gonna happen though.
That'll be cold, don't it?
I don't think it's gonna happen though.
It would be super
Hey.
cold still.
Alright, people.
Guys, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. We appreciate everyone that pulled up in the chat today. You know what to do.
Big up.
Leave your comments. We got more content coming out for you as always. We appreciate you. We will be back next week with a great show as there's no UFC next week, so we'll be giving you something a little
Got
extra.
some ideas. If you got some ideas, throw them at us.
Yep.
I need to get out of it, man. Game 7 on the line, baby girl.
Guys,
Yeah.
salute.